Around it grows a hard shell made from calcium carbonate. This is the animal we call coral.
Oh, and they make large coral reefs, right?
Exactly. Coral reefs are formed by large numbers of these little animals that group themselves into colonies called coral heads.
I see.
In each of these colonies, there are hundreds and thousands of polyps in their shells that are all linked together by a connective tissue.
So why do we find them here, Dad?
Well, Jonathan, that's a great question. Obviously, this isn't where they're growing, because there isn't a coral reef forming here.
So that tells us that they were picked up and carried here from somewhere else.
Exactly. Now think about this. We find nautiloids here in Jeff Canyon as well. In water, you'd find the heavy coral heads along the bottom and nautiloids closer to the surface.
Oh, yeah.
Yet here, they're deposited together in the red wall limestone. It looks like fast-moving currents picked up both the nautiloids and the coral heads and buried them right here together.
That would fit very well with the worldwide flood like we read about in Genesis.
Yes, Jesse, I believe so. Well, what if we collect some data and then remove a few of these coral heads to put in our museum?
Sounds like a great idea.
Good.
I'm receiving the signal really strong now, and according to my laptop, the signal is coming from about 50 more feet that way.
That would be up inside that cave.
Well, that'd make sense. I'll bet the bear uses this as a shelter.
So she carried our gunny sack all the way up here and then left?
Well, it appears so.
So let's go inside and get the stuff.
No. Mike, even though I don't see the bear, we don't know if she's coming just around the corner. Or she might be coming back soon. I'll be the one to run inside and see if the sack's in there.
Grandpa, be careful!
What should we do?
Well, keep watch for the bear.
The rangers were telling Mr. Morgan about how she... Look!
Oh, how cute! They're little bear cubs.
Oh, look at this one. It's missing one of its paws.
Look, I hate to mention this, but if the cubs are here, doesn't that mean their mom's nearby?
Mike's right!
Grandpa! Grandpa, the bear's back!
He can't hear you from in there!
I'm gonna go get him.
Mike!
Mike, be careful!
I'm just gonna let him know. Mr. Park! Mr. Park!
Mike, what are you doing in here?
Mr. Park, the bear's coming. We need to leave it.
Okay, gang. I just got off the radio with Miles, and he said that Benjamin's team found our stuff, but they had a close scrape with the bear.
Oh, boy.
He wants us to finish up here, and then he's sending us out to take a turn at getting our nautiloids back from the bear's cave.
Oh,
boy.
that should
Here
be
we go.
interesting.
Dr. Park, can I ask you a question before we go?
What's that, Thad?
Well, we talk about how the worldwide flood laid down the layers we find here. But people also say that the flood carved the Grand Canyon. How can the flood both deposit layers and cut through them at the same time?
Yeah.
Well, Thad, think about this, all right? When these layers were first deposited, they were very soft. If the canyon had been carved while they were still soft like that, the rock faces would have still been pliable as the waters swept materials away. It would have been like gravy running across mashed potatoes. The layers would have slid down as the water cut the material away. Now look at the abrupt edges